immediate family of Chief E.K. Clark, particularly my brother, Edwin Clark. We have worked very closely together. And my link with the chief, my brother, Chief Abubakar. All invited guests, family members, good afternoon. I've been asked by our leader, Vice President Atiku Abubakar, to make a few remarks. Let me begin with condolences to the family. I've already called the family to condole them because I was not in the country when this happened. And I was very happy when this opportunity presented itself for us to be here. Chief E.K. Clark was not just an Ijo leader or Niger Delta leader, he was a father to all of us. I first met him when I returned from exile at the time President Jonathan was acting president. And all persons of goodwill were looking for solutions to stabilize the country. And Chief Abubakar called me and I came to the house, we had discussions, and by the grace of God, the country was stabilized. But today, we can only celebrate the contributions of Chief E.K. Clark. Those of us old enough knew when he was the federal commissioner then, his minister these days, when he was Minister of Education, based on what he did at the state level as state commissioner. He's a distinguished Nigerian who fought for justice for everyone. He stood for justice and was very vocal and courageous in his convictions. He never keeps quiet whenever he sees injustice anywhere. And injustice to one is injustice to all, as far as Chief Clark was concerned. So I have been a regular visitor here, and we have worked together on many issues under the leadership of the chief. And as Oga has said, I think the country has lost an icon. May the soul rest in perfect peace. May the Almighty God bless all that he has left behind. May his legacies continue, and may all the seeds that he has planted grow and blossom through the greatness of Nigeria. It is quite touching to hear that the last words the chief said was, "I love Nigeria, our Nigeria." I think that is a message that everyone in Nigeria should hear. For those that want to see Nigeria break up or engage in ending violence along ethnic or religious lines. I worked with Ebi on a committee trying to improve electricity supply situation under the leadership of His Excellency Vice President Olusegun Obasanjo. And I was very impressed with his intellect, with his knowledge. He was representing the CBN government, but he was the brain of everything that you've seen the CBN did as far as power sector intervention was concerned. And the CBN did a lot. It's easy to discredit the CBN, particularly what Emefiele did, because he did other things that we didn't like. Before I took them to court because of the currency redesign. So we were not the best of friends at the time. But we should also recognize when someone has done something good. And some of the interventions of the Central Bank of Nigeria, I must admit, you saved the electricity sector in this country. And Ebi Perry was at the thick of it. So even if the only contribution of Chief Edwin Clark was to give us Ebi for that critical period, I think Nigeria should be grateful to him. I think everyone, no one can dispute that we, as a country, our democracy, our nation are in great danger. And all people of goodwill need to come together to ensure that we have a leadership that will make this country better for everyone, not just for a few. And I think the legacy of Edwin Clark and the work that he has done should remind us all of the importance of being courageous, standing up for justice, and risking everything for Nigeria. I've been working on a project to write about the legacies of our 6 living former presidents of Nigeria. Nigeria is very lucky. We are the only country in the world with 6 former presidents still alive, still active. And I thought we are not making the best use of their experiences as well as their mistakes. So from January last year, I started research and I reached all the former presidents. And we're working on publishing this book by the grace of God by the middle of next year, because it requires doing several years of research, but then also interviewing the former presidents and asking them some difficult questions. One of the questions I was going to ask President Babangida was June 12th. He has answered it yesterday. But there are more I want to ask him when the time comes, and I'm happy to say that all the former presidents have agreed to the project. They think it's important, because we tend to forget what good things our leaders have done, but only remember 1 or 2 of their mistakes. And taking Babangida as an example, people don't realize that the 3 largest banks in Nigeria today did not exist before Babangida. It was Babangida that licensed Guarantee Trust, licensed Access, and Zenith Bank. These are the 3 largest banks in Nigeria. They didn't exist before Babangida came, but nobody gives him credit. So these books that we want to write are to tease out some of this. Nobody gives Vice President Atiku Abubakar the credit for leading the economic policy making under the Obasanjo administration. Many of the things that we did, from PPE to the economic team, was under his leadership. But maybe because we don't write a lot and people don't read history, we tend to forget. We only remember negative things. I think it's part of human nature to remember only negative things and forget positive things. I'm honored and humbled to come with Vice President Atiku Abubakar to condole his family and commend the work that Edwin Clark has done. And I call on you as a family and the other family behind them to please continue this good work. The books I was reading as part of this research was a book written by the late Lieutenant David Ejo about his challenges to keep Nigeria together through time. To be at the forefront in this tradition. And I remember in the 60s, 70s, 80s, the traditional political partners of the North were South-South. Let us not forget that. Let us go back to that. Let us save this country, because it really requires saving. We need a rescue operation. So on behalf of Vice President Atiku Abubakar and his delegation, Ichiban Adamawa, Honorable Mabu, Wazir Makarfi, everyone, I've forgotten my elder brother Adumeno Waziri, Governor Bindo, I call him Bindo of the Federal Republic.